So the last presentation is actually a little bit of a unique one because we have two presenters, but it's also unique because this house actually won't be open for Sustainable House Day. However, we were really keen to get Mark and Dimitty along because this project actually won the Sustainability Award in the Institute of Architects Awards Night this year, and for an award that's a lot of the times reserved for very large buildings that have like enormous budgets and can incorporate any kind of technology you want, this project was able to do a lot with a little site, and then I think a lot of their journey will also kind of inspire you guys along as well. So we're very glad to be able to have a project of this caliber to be presented at our event. So you guys can't go to the house, but you guys can see it. And hopefully some of the lessons will also be transferred over to you guys. So please welcome Dimitty and Mark. And just quickly, Dimitty is the director, became the director of Grieve Gillette Andersen in 2015 after 15 years of running her own successful boutique architectural practice. Dimitty has brought along to that firm her established body of work, which has been nationally recognized through awards and publications. And Mark is the homeowner.
Yes.
So he's here to tell the other side of the story. So here we are. Take it away. I'll just tee it up. And
hello? Okay. While Ken gets that organised, I think there was three things I was going to say before we start about sustainability. The first thing is that I've been involved in a lot of residential projects, and at the start of a project, pretty much all residential clients ask for the very aspirational sustainability initiatives. When it comes to the tender price and the falling off the chair, a lot of those initiatives are abandoned due to budget. So our philosophy has always been to work with the primary principles in terms of sustainable design and look at the design items that cannot be cut at the budget level. The second thing is that I'm not a hugely techie person, so my approach to sustainability is at design level and design rigour, and I know what is good design, so that's really my philosophy there. And the other thing is with sustainability as a practice, I think there is a sense that maybe something that's sustainable is difficult to use or uncomfortable, and so that is something as a practice that we strive towards, making something that's still enjoyable and delightful, even though it's sustainable. And I think Mark might talk a little bit about that as well. So Crayon House is so named because it is quite childlike in its architecture, and it's fun, colourful, and quite playful. So that's why it has that name. In 2013, we were approached by Mark and his wife, who also have a child, with the prospect of building a new house in Goodwood. There was an existing house on the property, and we did some assessment as to whether we should keep that or replace that. The concerns for this house, when you build a new house in Adelaide, planning concerns are really significant. So the issue of fitting in with the streetscape was a primary concern, as well as the economics and the budget of the project, and then the aspirations of sustainable living. Right. Just quickly, this is a plan of the house. We're talking about the primary principles of sustainable design, and this house really continues an exploration that we've been on with a number of projects. When you get an opportunity to orient a building along the length of a block to maximise the northern orientation. So north is at the top of the page here, and we've designed the house along the long axis, which in Adelaide is still a little bit unusual for most people in terms of a residential typology. You know, most typical suburban houses will position themselves at the front of the block. So that's always difficult from a planning assessment point of view to introduce this new typology. That's just a quick elevation showing the northern elevation, which is maximising the solar gains on the north. And then this really simple barn-like shape enabled us to maximise the roof opportunities for the PV cells, as well as providing a good insulation opportunity at the top, and then we've also got some storage in this volume here. This is just a really quick section. A lot of people are fascinated by just the simple form of this house, so that's just a section showing you how the overall form works. And this is the southern side of the house, and we've managed to get natural ventilation through the top through here, and I can show you in photographs how also we're capturing that southern light at the high level through here, and then maximising the northern light through there. This is just a slide just highlighting the opportunity of the orientation here. You'll notice on the plan, and then this is highlighted again in this photograph, we are very rigorous in our spatial planning so that we have spaces that are really well sized, usable, flexible, and this external opportunity here is about almost a second living space that comes off this main living space, and increases the opportunity for the house without actually increasing the footprint. So this is that bedroom wing, and you can see that we explore the idea of operability for the shading, vertical shading of the northern orientation. I think even though architects design window shading according to an equinox and a beautiful alignment of an angle that we all do on the computer, the reality is that we can get really hot sun at unusual times of the year, say November, and even in the winter time. So the operability is really, really great to maximise the shading. I'll throw over to Mark in a minute. That's just showing you once again the operability of that back area, which has big operable shades and enables the clients to break out for social events and use that space. This is just a quick snapshot of the execution of smaller windows on the southern side, so we minimise heat loss. So you can see how that's manifest on the inside. This is a view through the bedroom wing, where you start to see that high level glazing, which provides natural light into this corridor space, and also natural light back into the service area, the bathroom areas through here. This is this very large wet room shower, which is absolutely fantastic and is open to the natural light through the corridor. All right, I'll hand over to Mark in a minute. Can I just quote Mark, because he's written a lot of things for us, which is really lovely. And he said here, we wanted to achieve a level of sustainable practice that would have a real impact by reducing energy use and water use, but not feel like a burden. We wanted sustainability to be integrated and effortless, a family home with a strong sustainable philosophy without needing to scream eco house. So perhaps Mark could talk to us a little bit about the thermal performance of the house and any surprises or good or bad.
Thank you. I know I hardly have any time left on the clock, so if people don't mind, we might go. I'm going to ask Ken, can I go over? All right. First thing is, we're incredibly lucky. My partner and I were lucky. We were lucky to get the block with a great orientation. We were lucky to meet Dimitty early on. You were still with Dimitty Andersen Architects, and then you went and joined Grieve Gillett Andersen, and we had that journey. And we were fortunate enough to be in a financial position where we can do these things. So that luck is a good thing. The house itself performs really well. It's not a high technical house. It uses just some very simple solar passive design. It doesn't have underfloor heating. We only have electricity. We have a 4.8 kilowatt system. Over the course of the year, we are a net export of energy. Over the 12 months, we produce 1.65 kilowatt hours for every 1 kilowatt we use. In summer, that jumps up 2 to 1. In winter, it drops down to about 1 to 1. and we do that without really having a lot of needing to do a lot. The most we do is in regards to the blinds in summer, up and down, but even then the big blinds over the courtyard area are just really simple. And then it's the opening up and closing of windows in summertime to have that cross ventilation. Here, simple stuff like this, curved wall, looks beautiful, but what it does is it orientates a big casement window to the, that window, orientates it to the predominant afternoon breezes, which means we can open up the house. I would have been happier with a much more aggressive, not quite the right word, but to try and do more. My wife really wanted to have something that didn't have, she didn't want something to scream its credentials. She wanted something to be much more simple. But in the end, we both got what we wanted because it does perform really well. In winter, I think this year, coldest night we've had is about 1.5 degrees, and in an area of the house that isn't conditioned at all, that dropped down to 16 degrees. That's the coldest it's dropped down to. Some of the things that we really like about the house that are fantastic is simple things like blinds. They sound boring in terms of eco-design, but if you get the right blinds, they cast these beautiful warm lights throughout the house and you feel comfortable in the house. Big windows which you need to open up, they're great as well because you get this feeling of being inside, outside. So those elements of simple, good, sustainable design add value to how you can live in the house and how the house feels. And if you can achieve that, you've come a long way and it's great.
Can we just thank a few people?
Sure.
Wax for landscape design, Craig Speciale, who was the builder and did an excellent job.
Who also won the Master Builders Association Build for Sustainability Design, Sustainable Building.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.